गाइस ये है बोटिंग स्टेशन। सो इट इज टावर प्रीमियम और इसका टिकटिंग हाउस ये है। तो देखते हैं चल के क्या है टिकटिंग प्राइस। अभी थोड़ी देर में बोट जो है निकलने वाला है और यहाँ से हम व्यू लेंगे पूरे लंदन का फ्रॉम थेम्स। बोट स्टार्ट हो चुका है और यहाँ से हम थेम्स नदी का टूर करेंगे।
Oh wow, that was overwhelming. Should we try that one again? We are obliged to give everybody a quick safety announcement. Now it's nothing to be alarmed by. It's just to let you know the boat's name, which is the Millennium Dawn. And the boat you are travelling on this afternoon is safe. We have the most up-to-date life-saving appliances here on board, such as life rings, life rafts and life jackets. They're situated around the vessel in the international green and cream safety stickers. We are in constant communication with all river traffic out here on the Thames, the emergency services and the Ports of London Authority, so you're in safe hands. We also have a fully the toilets. If we have any smokers on board, you can smoke upstairs outside of the boats. They say if you can get a picture of a double-decker bus in the middle of Tower Bridge, well, that's two iconic sights of London. That will cost you £5 on a postcard. Now, if the bus is stuck in traffic, well, that's free. Iconic sights of London. Tower Bridge is closed for one day of the year. It's the only day of the year this bridge is closed. Now, if you are wondering, when is Tower Bridge going to open? On average, the bridge opens around 800 times a year. But you can simply go on your phones and type in. It's been a prison, it's been a palace, it's been a place of execution, it's been an observatory, it's been a royal mint, and it's even been a royal zoo. But it's now home to the crown jewels. Now, many years ago, if you was found guilty, Hms Belfast was launched in Belfast on St Patrick's Day in 1938 in the Harlem and Wolff shipyard. That was the same shipyard that built the Titanic. The Belfast was one of the first British ships to fire its guns in anger on D-Day. And it's of the boat. You are now looking at the only Union Jack flag here in London. Now, to be called a Union Jack, it's not Shangri-La Hotel. Now, you can go up the Shard, ladies and gents. On the 72nd floor, they have a viewing platform. It's around 20. London Bridge is the famous bridge. It's where the history lies. The first London Bridge was built years ago, and it was made out of wood. The last London Bridge was taken down piece by piece, stone by stone, and it was sold to an American businessman, and it now stands in Arizona. Staying on the left-hand side, there is going to be a fantastic photo opportunity of Southwark Cathedral. This is where John Harvard was baptized, the founder of Harvard University. There it is, on the left-hand side. Now the next bridge is not a very interesting bridge. It's called Cannon Street Railway Bridge. But what is interesting is what's underneath this bridge. On the right hand side, underneath this sense of London's rubbish leaves this site by barge. And we send it to a place called Essex. Now, they do get their own back. They send it back to us via television. Has anybody seen the program Towie? Well, if you have, I am very sorry. No one should have to go through that. But that's how they get their own back. Now, one of those grey containers is the equivalent to one lorry. So you can just see how many lorries are being taken off the streets of London by barge. We're now going under Southwark Road Bridge. On the right-hand side, there's a stone building with 4 columns. This is called Vintners. Now, any alcohol that comes into the UK in that building. Now, I do actually have a friend who works in that building. You can never get him out. He loves his job. He does overtime every single week. Good old day. On the left-hand side, the Circle White building with the timber frame and the have had their funerals over at St Paul's, such as Winston Churchill, Margaret Thatcher, and of course himself, Sir Christopher Wren. Power station, but it's now home ex-modern art. Wow. Well, that will probably explain why to all over at the Tate Modern. We're now going under the Blackfire's bridges. The first one is Blackfire's Railway Bridge. Now, you may remember this bridge, the top. It's the longest solar panelled bridge in Europe. It gets 50% of its power from its roof for the station underneath. Once we go underneath this bridge, if you look up to the very top, you can see people waiting for their train. It's a platform bridge. It cost £500 million to construct that bridge. So we're about halfway now, folks, on our trip up to Westminster. Is everybody enjoying the live commentary? Yep. Would you like me to continue? Yep, that's not a problem at all. We're now going under Blackfire's Road Bridge. Now, once we go underneath this bridge, on the right-hand side, you are going to see a construction site. Now, it's not uncommon here in London to see a construction site, but this one is very special. In fact, it's the biggest project London has ever taken on. It's the £5 billion advertised on the banks of the River Thames. This is why you don't see billboards or McDonald's signs, because it's completely illegal. So Oxo was taken to court. They said it was a complete coincidence how their brand ended up in their windows. They won their court case, and they've had nearly 70 years of free advertising out here on the River Thames. But it's now home to one of the best restaurants in London at the very top, the Harvey Nichols restaurant. And just underneath, some unaffordable luxury apartments. In Europe,
हम लोग अभी
Costa
थेम्स रिवर
del
का टूर कर रहे
London,
हैं और अभी पहुंचे
also
वेस्टमिंस्टर
referred to as
और
the
हम लोग रास्ते में और
London
लाइव
of
कमेंट्री चल रहा है, आप
Has
लाइव
anybody
कमेंट्री सुन
seen
सकते हैं।
Baywatch?
तो ये बता रहे हैं कि यहाँ पे आजू अगल बगल के
That is not where they
बिल्डिंगों कौन सी हैं और क्या क्या है,
You
जो
can
हमने
see
अभी
the
ब्रिजेस
kids
क्रॉस
over
किया
there
उसके बारे में
playing with
बताया।
the broken glass,
तो देखते हैं और आगे क्या
and the
क्या है।
dogs drinking the city of London. And you are now entering the city of Westminster. The white ship with the yellow funnel is the HQS Wellington. She was an old New Zealand warship many years ago, but she's now the only floating livery hall in existence. Now, if nobody knows what that means, it's basically, now to be a part of that prestigious club, you've had to have served at sea as a master mariner for 20 years. Now over to the left-hand side, the building with the electronic board. That looks like a multi-storey car park. This is our National Theatre. The birth, the marriage and the death certificates. It's where it got its nickname. The Hatcham, the Matcham and the Dispatcham. But now the taxman's moved in. So we've added the Catcham. It's a lovely place to visit in the month of December. They have lots of Christmas markets and a huge ice rink for the children. At the Royal Festival Hall, such as Pavarotti, Frank Sinatra, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, even Amy Winehouse. The list goes on. Sadly, they all had one to stay. On a clear
अभी हम
sunny
पहुंच
day,
गए लंदन आई
in
के
the
पास।
heights
तो
of our
ये
peak
जो
season,
झूला है इसको लंदन आई कहते हैं
makes £250,000 a day.
और बिल्कुल थेम्स नदी के
That's
किनारे है ये झूला
£17,000
लंदन आई।
on one single rotation. Now people in London have been petitioning for its name to be changed to the Wheel of Fortune. The London Eye has 32 capsules. That's not a random number. That's one capsule for every borough of Greater London. It's where you'll find Shrek's Adventure, the Sea Life Centre and the London Dungeons, and a lovely restaurant that sells the very best prime Angus beef by the name of
पहुंच गए हैं ठीक सामने लंदन आई झूले के
But in fact, it's
और
not
इसी को
called
कहते हैं
Big
लंदन
Ben.
आई बिल्कुल
Big
थेम्स नदी के
Ben
किनारे।
is just the bell, the 13-ton bell inside the Elizabeth. We're surely going to be making our approach now into Westminster Pier. If I could ask all passengers to please remain seated, just so the boat's fully safely alongside. But it does get very bumpy here at Westminster. And please take all of your personal belongings with you. Your husbands, your wives, and most
अभी हम पहुंच
will
गए
be
हैं अपने
conducting the
फाइनल
signet
डेस्टिनेशन पे which is वेस्ट
around about 7 p.m.
और ये वेस्टमिंस्टर बिल्डिंग
in a place
पीछे। अब
we like to
हमें
call
बोट से उतरना है
the pub.
और ये जर्नी यहीं तक है।
Ladies and gents, thank you so
फिर
much
मिलते
for
हैं
your
कुछ और
kind
बातों के
attention.
साथ।
My
तब
name
तक
is
के लिए टेक
Alfred.
केयर।
Thank you for
तो हम पहुंच गए हैं बोट से उतर के वेस्टमिंस्टर बिल्डिंग के पास और ये है वेस्टमिंस्टर क्लॉक टावर। आपको दिखाते हैं काफी क्राउडेड जगह है और यहाँ से ठीक सामने दिखता है लंदन आई झूला। तो वो देखते हैं एक बार। ये है लंदन आई झूला जो आपने पहले भी देखा इस वीडियो में और ये है वेस्टमिंस्टर इस जगह का नाम है और ये है वेस्टमिंस्टर क्लॉक टावर घंटाघर जो हम अपने यहाँ बोलते हैं घंटाघर।
Thanks for watching.